My question is, why should somebody listen to you? What gives you the right to bring people together are you married?
I'm not married.
Have you ever been married?
No, I haven't.
Have you been engaged?
I have been engaged. And I have 16,000 other experiences I could share.
Yeah.
So who do you think is capable of having this conversation?
If I'm taking relationship advice, I want it, me personally,
Yes.
I prefer it to come from somebody who's been in a relationship.
Maybe that is why I'm successful, because I don't have something holding me back. Every man is not a blessing. Some men truly are nightmares. I'm a monogamous woman.
So you're celibate?
I haven't had sex, you're right. I have not had sex since my last relationship. Exactly.
Do you care to share the time?
Yes, it's since about almost 2 years. Is it almost 2 years?
This particular month of March, it is Women History Month.
It is.
And I just want to let you know, not in the words of Tupac, but in my words, you are appreciated.
Thank you.
But let me ask you this. As I'm so intrigued about this conversation, and I've had my fair share of specialists, doctors, experts.
I don't claim to be any of that.
Yeah, but I think my question is, why should somebody listen to you?
Oh, because I have the data to support anything that I say.
Okay.
You know, I know some people just learned of me from my single show that I started 6 years ago. But like I said, I am a 25-year plus television and radio journalist. Before interviewing single people, I used to interview celebrities, for a living. And there's things that I know now that I did not know 6 years ago. I wouldn't even spoke on it. I always knew, kind of like you, kind of like most people, we know our reality, right? So I literally have done a case study. I have talked to more than 16,000 single people. I have 4 weddings this year, all because of my platform. One in Paris, one in Antigua, one in the Bahamas, and then there's one local in America. But overall, more than 20 people have gotten married from my platform. I haven't given birth to a baby, but there's children on this planet because of the platform. But I want to reset and give that to God, because I don't want to act like I'm the big person doing it. I really do feel as though God used me as a vessel for this mission. So anything I say, it's supported with data. It's supported with doing research. A lot of times when people read numbers, they read statistics. Well, I'm the one that collected the information so you can have the statistic.
I'm not trying to be a hater or nothing like that, but when people put God into certain things, like, God don't know about your dating show. God don't know about social media. I don't think God works through it like that. I think, you're doing a good thing, but you're doing what you want to do, or is making money and pursuing a career, a passion, the whole nine. God doesn't operate on that level.
So that's why somebody should listen to you?
Well, how about this? You don't have to listen. So I understand what you're saying. If you don't have to take what I say, because at the end of the day, it's your life, so you can do what you want with it. But if I'm gonna join the conversation, I know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I think we're in a space and content that everybody has something to say about something.
Okay.
And sometimes that conversation subject is relationships. I think the question or the head scratcher sometimes is, what gives you the right to bring people together are you married?
I'm not married.
Have you ever been married?
No, I haven't.
Have you been engaged?
I have been engaged. But before you go any further, what's the name of my show? It's called Kendra G Singles.
Like what?
Yeah.
It's not called Kendra G Married. It's not called Kendra G Relationship. How I even got birth is because I'm single.
Yeah.
I was in a relationship during COVID. We broke up during COVID. The world is shut down.
Hold on, before she gets further into it. Your show is called Singles, but you're giving advice to people to try and come together and get married, a decision that she didn't make in her past in history. So it does matter.
Single life outside is popping, right? But single life during COVID, when you break up, you had nothing. I felt like I was Will Smith and I Am Legend. If we go back to that time, D Nice was connecting us all via Instagram Live. With music. So literally, I'm like, if I feel this way single, I know other people around the world probably feel this way single. So then I went on IG Live and I said, listen, I'm hooking up single people tonight. And that one night, that one night I knew I changed my life forever because I came from media. For one, it was regular people. You know, we see people in the comment sections, I seen their houses. They call in, right? And I'm media trained, so it doesn't seem like there's an art to it, but there's an art to it. So if everybody could do it, they would. So the purpose of the show, it's a live dating show. So how it works is, let's just say Cam Newton was single. You call in, I'll ask you the questions, the world watching, then they reach out to you. As they reach out to you, you have several. Well, now we have the Kendra G Singles dating app. We grew from Instagram to Facebook to YouTube, and now we have a bona fide dating app. So you call into the dating app, they see.
Hold on, I'm gonna pause from her spiel. If Kevin Samuels was still alive, I'll be honest, Kendra G wouldn't be as big as she is. Kevin Samuel was the first to do it. He didn't do an actual dating show, but his platform was very large, and he had a large men and women's audience.
You live, and then they reach out to you. So instead of you just going off of a picture, now you actually go off of a video.
So dating is to stay single or to get
No,
in a
I think dating, I think life is a journey, right? So you're not married. You've been very vocal about not wanting to get married, but you're in a relationship, right? There's some people, there's different dynamics, right? So you can be single, but single is becoming a lifestyle choice for some. We are in a new phase where people are saying, you know what, I'm happy single, and that's what it is. And dating works better for them. So when you date, that's the whole purpose of dating. You find someone that you might match with and you might stay long with, or you grow from and you go. The problem right now is we are not acknowledging how much our world has changed. See, we used to go by these old dating rules where there was a time when women couldn't even get jobs, couldn't get bank accounts. You know, all men could get a woman because it was survival. We didn't have a choice. So it's not like Rufus wasn't down the street with Bernadine. It's just Bernadine didn't have a Facebook page to post the dinner that she made for Rufus. So you know your man might have been somewhere, but it wasn't in your face. It was a different time.
I mean, the same thing goes for men. Men, back in the day, is only so much selection that you could see as well. We couldn't go out there and see a whole bunch of women or whatnot in our face, booty shaking, cheeks out, breasts out, thighs out, skin showing everywhere. Everything was mitigated because of the time period that we were in. So all people have to change during this modern time.
That time has changed because women now, we're able to have voices, we're able to have jobs, we're able to support ourselves. So dating has changed. Women are doing well in the financial category. So when you have all those things in a mix, also with social media, that's really the game changer because you could be in Atlanta and your wife could be in Texas. That's literally what happened. For my show, the first year, and literally the first week, I had a guy that came on. He was living in Charlotte. Again, it's international, worldwide. There was a girl living in Miami that saw him on the show. He came on my show May 2nd. They got married the following year, May 2nd. They now have 2 kids together. And everyone that's met from my show, they would tell you, if it wasn't for this platform, we would have never met because it launches you out to the world. It's one thing for you to see people in your face, but now you have a show to see people from anywhere around the world.
So what qualifies you, if you're single, you've never been married.
Right.
You've never, you said you was engaged.
Right.
Right. But at the same time, you said, that's why I have a show called Kendra G Singles.
Right.
It's to talk to singles. But I said the ultimate goal for that is, in essence, to matchmake or to put them on a platform that then will have somebody reach out to them, which goes back to the overarching thing is, if you're having all this insight, 16,000 singles that you've spoken to.
Yes.
Over a
6 years since COVID. It's 2026.
Over a 6-year span.
Yes.
Okay.
When I have spoken to experts, doctors, people who are in this field, that's my question. Are we talking about experience that you've actually been through, or is this something that you've observed and said, hey, I talked to this person is married, so I can gain all the information from that married couple, from this divorced couple, from that divorced couple, and this gives me the right to talk about that. I may not have been married, I may not have been divorced, I may not have had a fiance, but
let's say, okay, can I
Unless you are in it, you're going to have a different perspective of it. Granted, you can look outside and see other people's situations, but the best example and experience should be from thyself. And if you have not went down the path of being married, then you kind of look a little fugazi.
I jump in, not to cut you off? What does being married have to do with hosting a single show?
In a relationship.
Okay, so I've been in relationships. I'm single right now, but what does that have to do with hosting a single show?
It has nothing to do with it.
Then why do we keep bringing up married and...
No.
Okay.
The conversation
Yes.
question was asked, why should people listen to you?
I would say this, you have the free will. You don't have to listen to me, right? I'm not the kind of person that says you have to live by what I say, but I can back up anything I say. So you could not tune into the show and you know what I'm saying? Like I don't have the
It's not about that. She don't
people
get it.
should listen, they have to listen. What I'm saying is I can give you information that I know is vitable and could change your life if you want to hear it, if you want to receive it.
So when I hear certain people in these type of dynamics, I've talked to Dr. Bryant, I've talked to...
Shouts to Dr. Bryant.
my man from tonight's conversation, I've talked
Shouts
to Ace Metaphor,
Yes.
correct. I've talked to Dimitri Wiley, a guy who's an influencer who speaks...
I know all those three people.
Yes, and it's so many different doctors.
Right.
And when I have these conversations, it's almost a head scratcher because what I speak about personally is through my experiences. No, I have not been married. No, I have never been engaged or engaged to a person, but I've dated a lot of women. I'm not proud to say that, but that's just my experiences.
Right.
So giving a viral clip, giving something that you may have heard from me, this is not what I've observed other people to do. This is my life.
Right.
I've been exposed to so many different types and different women that I'm like, okay, I'm beginning to get a different kind of dynamic or understanding that this is what women are expecting from me. Sometimes I'm able to give that, sometimes I'm not. Sometimes I can be emotionally available, sometimes I'm in my hustlers phase and I can't. So when I talk about relationships, it's not to say that I'm a guru, I'm just giving you my expertise of what I've been through. So
I respect that 100%. I think your experience, see, that's why people always say you got to be an expert, you got to be accredited by some institution, you got to have a degree, whatever, a certificate. No, your personal experience is going to make you solidified to be able to speak on the subject because you have life lived experience in said subject. That's why he keeps pressing her on the fact that she is single, getting people together and telling them what to do when you haven't actually went through the trials and tribulations.
now flipping it back to, how we get to this particular part, it's like there's a lot of questions that come from a conversation in this type of magnitude. It's like, well, she talks to singles and it is her show. It has an amazing platform and it is entertaining. Above all, it's entertaining, just to, step into people's lives and worlds and to realize what the expectation is. But at the same time, when you do that, you now become susceptible to questions from people who have experienced certain things, whether married or in a relationship or not, given the fact that you're not married or you're not in a relationship.
Facts.
Well, I'm not in a relationship right now. I have been in relationships. Okay.
Nobody cares.
A couple things. I hear what you're saying. I don't walk away from it. I stand on a married person could not be successful with hosting my show. The show is called Kendra G Singles. It's on brand. And third, of course, I have life experiences that help me. I have a life experience that really helps me understand a man in your position. Okay. My show has allowed me to hear other people's point of views. And what I've learned from my show is you can't really, dating advice is not one size fit all. It's different dynamics for different people for 1,000 different reasons. So before my show of talking to 16,000 people, I was like you. I could only speak from my point of view. Now what my show has allowed me to do is talk to people who have a different lifestyle, have different desires, different wants, different circumstances, come from different areas, and it gives me a better assessment.
I think let's speak on what we know to be true. That's what you've heard personally.
But how do you think, okay, let me ask you this. When you read a statistic, how do you think they collect the information?
Yeah, but if I'm only giving you things that I've experienced, if that's what you heard, let me rephrase that and say,
That's what you said.
I can give you my experiences and experiences of others.
Yes.
And that's the same thing well, then we're doing.
No, got her. You can't, because you are literally only giving from what the people are showing you. You're the data collector, because people are on your show and you're regurgitating all these lives that you're living through them while giving them advice, but it's not in your life. So it's not going to hit the same.
The same thing.
Nah.
Because I can give my experience, and I have 16,000 other experiences I can share.
Yeah.
So who do you think is capable of having this conversation?
If I'm taking relationship advice, I want it, me personally,
Yes.
I prefer it to come from somebody who's been in a relationship or
I've been in a relationship. I'm not in one right now. So we have to be current in a relationship. I mean,
I would want somebody, if I have expectations to be, let's say, married. If somebody me personally, if somebody hasn't been married, it would be hard for me to receive what they're telling me.
I got you. Let me ask you a question. If I was married and my husband was in jail, but I'm married, would you value that advice?
You're married, so yes.
Okay, well, that's where we differ. So what I've learned...
Why would you even use that as an example if my husband was in jail? Man, he could have got locked up for anything. He could have just had a bad situation, wrong time, wrong place. It could have been a number of reasons. But if you're married, that means that your advice is somewhat valid, that you are a chosen woman, and you probably, and especially if you have a certain amount of time period being married, it's new. Let's say you got 10, 20 years down the line, that is valid.
Just because you married doesn't mean you are capable of giving me advice, because people get married for the wrong reasons every day.
Well, you just gave one example.
Exactly.
No, but I'm giving one example because we're talking about the disclaimer of marriage.
Can I ask you this?
Yes, you can.
Do you have plans to be married?
At this stage, marriage now for me is a business, right? Like, I'm 46 years old, very happy to be. I'm not 20. So I'm at a stage where if I were to get married, it's deeper than love. I could be in partnership, committed relationship, in a dynamic without the marriage certificate. It would have to align so much for me to get married now, because
So how you gonna tell somebody how to love somebody when you can't love somebody right now? You said it would have to be about money. It's a business, and I understand the institution of marriage, how it goes outside of just the love part, but how you gonna tell two people to love each other when you're not in that situation?
have too much business at stake to think about.
Given what you said,
Yes.
right? Do you have visions to be in a committed relationship?
If it makes sense. Like, if I've been in relationships and at times it made sense, it was healthy, and then it's not healthy no more. I support this. I would tell a person to be single and in a healthy relationship with yourself. I'm not gonna just be in something to please society's version of what they think.
Which is fair.
I think that's the issue that's going on. And I support marriage. I literally do, but everybody is not supposed to be married.
We're not talking about everybody, Kendra.
Well, I know, but
I'm specifically talking to you.
you're specifically talking to me. I would do marriage if it made sense in all ways.
Okay, so my next follow-up question,
Yes.
which I was trying to ask is, would you continue to do your show, Kendra G Singles, if you were to find the right person?
Of course.
Because now...
Yes, of course, but we are expanding. I have a new host, shout out to Tron Maurice.
Yeah.
I am adding hosts because we're just growing, but I'll always, I'm the face of the brand, so I'm always gonna be affiliated.
So that's what, but the reason why I asked that is your words.
Yes.
You do not think a married person can host the show.
I did say that.
That's why I asked.
Right.
Do you have plans to be married? And if you were to get married, do you still have plans to...
Okay, good question. That's fair. I'll give you that one. I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
Bro, you
I'll
over
give
here
that.
got your
No, I got you. I'm gonna give you that one.
Damn,
Okay. He had an alley.
Like, I'm
He had
not
an
trying to
alley oop with that
attack,
one. He had an alley oop with that one.
If
Let me.
She's very defensive, and I mean, she's kind of contradicting herself. No shade to Kendra, but if you still have plans on being married, how can you host a show if you feel like it's supposed to be more single-based host? That's what I'm saying. She doesn't. I don't think she really knows exactly what she wants, because she says that if the relationship made sense, if the marriage made sense, I think she's already in a place to where she doesn't want that. So the only thing she can do is live vicariously through other people's lives.
Answer the questions and not take offense to it, because
Right.
I feel like you got your gloves on right now.
Well, I think
I'm just
that-
trying to have a high value conversation.
I don't like high value. I don't.
Well,
subscribe.
we're trying to have a conversation that people
Yes.
can appreciate.
Right.
And it's okay, and I will preface
Right.
this. It's okay to agree to disagree.
Absolutely. But I'm unique in what my mission and my purpose is. We kind of went past it, but I was engaged.
Okay.
And I went to college, met a wonderful man. We dated, did the thing that they tell women to do. Go to college, get your MRS. Met a wonderful guy. We ended up getting engaged years after
What's
college.
MRS?
MRS, your missus. MRS.
Oh.
So instead of going to,
I was
there's a
lost
saying,
too.
instead of going to get your doctorate, go to college to find your Mr. So get your MRS.
Just to preface that,
I
it's
know you don't know
PhD,
nothing about marriage, child. That part
MBA.
allergic to that word.
But you go to college to get a PhD.
no,
Exactly.
well, no.
So
there
when
are,
you said MRS,
no.
it's like,
Well, let's talk about it. There's plenty of girls that go to college
Okay.
in order to meet their husband. That's a real thing.
They don't go to college just to meet their husband. It just so happens that you might find a guy that you like. Man, ain't nobody sending their daughters to college and just to go meet a man. Just being honest. If it happens, it happens. But girls aren't just going there to meet their husband. These are she's taking talking points from I think at this point Kevin Samuels, because Kevin Samuels spoke about women meeting their spouses during college, but that's not what you send your daughters there for, to meet a man.
going to college. They're trying, and most people do kind of get married at time in college.
It happens outside of college too.
It can happen outside of
Okay,
college too, but that
definitely,
is also a goal. So what I was saying is it wasn't necessarily my goal, but that's what happened. I was in a relationship, amazing man, we got engaged. One rule that we made, which I'm so happy we made, is we would never get divorced. And having that rule made me not think about 26-year-old Kendra G. I had to think about 90-year-old Kendra G, because I'm gonna do this and there's no out. And I feel as though if more people went into marriage where we're not getting a divorce, they would do what we did. And we took it really serious. And one of the things that we learned was we had love, but we had different life plans. At this time, I'm early in my radio career. I'm making $7 an hour. He's an electrical engineer, career way more promising than mine, right? And what normally happens when a woman gets married, normally you conform to the man. That's usually how it works.
That is true.
The woman pretty much suppresses her dreams and you follow the man. Nothing wrong with that. Like I support whatever works for a person, but I have a purpose and I couldn't give up my dream. And I decided to pursue the things that I wanted to pursue. And then we did not get married. And along this journey, I've dated men. And, I work in the entertainment industry. I'm a radio host around all these successful men. But it didn't always align to marriage. And that's fine, because my journey is my journey.
Yeah, I think she was never built for it. It is what it is. Everybody ain't gonna be able to get married. A lot of people gonna just stay single. It is what it is. As long as you don't have no regrets, when you get older and you say, damn, I should have did that, that's when somebody can say, you should have did this. But if you cool with the results, it is what it is.
And I think that women, just like guys, have the ability to go off and make something of themselves. Like, I've never heard anybody say, 50 Cent got all that money, but he ain't got no wife. I've never heard a man say that. I actually hear men say he better never, why would he get married? He shouldn't even get married. It's almost like men will tell other successful men not to get married. Well, if men don't want to be husbands, how are women going to become wives?
That's not true. I know a lot of older guys that will actually question guys for not having a wife. My father did that with my brothers. He questioned them for a long period of time. Oh, why they ain't got no wife in their life? You know what I'm saying? Why they still playing the bachelor lifestyle? Like, guys will definitely question other guys about being married. So that is not true.
Like, two things can't be true. And why are we having this judgment, I feel that? And I understand I'm unique because I host a single show, so I understand it's relative. But I think overall, there's like an attack against single women who may be successful, and the narrative is you have it all but a man. And sometimes we need to say, thank God. maybe that is why I'm successful, because I don't have something holding me back. Every man is not a blessing. Some men truly are nightmares.
But you chose the guy. I don't understand that. Like, how can you say it's a nightmare if you happen to have chosen him? If you want to be successful, that's completely fine. But don't sit right here and say the man is the one holding you back from being successful.
Sometimes you just gotta laugh it off. So you're not in a relationship?
In this moment, no.
Are you in a situationship?
No, absolutely not.
Why do you say no?
Because
so
I
hard.
think situationships are the problem. Because situationships connect you to a person, and I'm a person that, like, I'm like a monogamous person. I'm a monogamous woman.
So you're celibate?
I haven't had sex. You're right. I have not had sex since my last relationship. Exactly.
Do you care to share the time?
Yes, since about almost 2 years. Is it almost 2 years? We broke up. My
Yo.
last relationship ended in 2024.
2 years.
That is, you know what's so crazy?
I don't believe it. 2 years. Here's the thing about it. I know women can go a long time without having sex. I'm not sitting right here saying all women got to be busting it down, because women can go longer sometimes without doing anything. But a successful woman like this, I don't believe it, because their pool is a lot different. The level changes for them. So I don't believe that she is not doing anything.
I'm more shocked that you're shocked. I'm more shocked that you don't know more women. There's a lot of women
years.
that are not just out here having sex.
Okay.
You just don't attract these
Let me
women.
ask you this.
Yes.
Let me ask you this, because now I could throw this
But wait,
iPad.
what year? Yeah, 2020.
I could throw this iPad to Mexico. Avocados for Mexico. I'm sorry, I just heard that commercial. Is it because of you or is it because of them?
Going back, no, I'll go back to the guy that I was just telling you with, because that was a situationship. And it taught me all that I needed to know, because, he an athlete, he all the things, he a young Cam Newton, he got all the things, he in shape, he got the money, he got the attraction.
Hold on. So 2 years ago, she said a young Cam Newton. Cam said he's 36. She was dealing with somebody in their 20s. Damn.
But this is going nowhere. And
crazy.
I'm always gonna want more than he can give me. What I don't like about situationships is you can get connected to a person that can never give you all that you really want. And it's not their fault, because that wasn't the agreement, right? But we're human. And usually the situationship only works for the person who genuinely doesn't want the relationship. But it can also skew women, because now you have this man that you can sleep with. And let's say he got money too, fly you to Spain and, for your birthday, like all these wonderful things. But that's it. Like he can't show up for you on your mama's birthday, or it's not going to grow to that. And now when a guy comes along that could marry you or wants to be there, but maybe he don't got as much money, maybe he's not as exciting. Your taste buds, he can't provide your taste buds, because it's
Taste bugs? Okay.
like, oh, you want to take me to Applebee's for my birthday? Like, I'm used to going to Mexico. I'm used to going to Paris. Like, to me, the situationship is dangerous. I think for women who want relationships, it is very fair to say, I only have sex if we're in a relationship. Some people say marriage, and that's one component, but I think it's fair to say, no, so it's just me and you. Because also what I learned, going back to the guy that taught me this master class, because we weren't in a relationship, I learned something, right? Because, he's not my man, technically.
So you was a side piece.
I wasn't a side piece because there was no main piece. Like, he wasn't.
So he had multiple.
Yes, he was. This is what I learned about being single. He was single. So single to men doesn't mean lonely, doesn't mean that they're not sexually active.
For sure.
It just means that no woman can claim me exclusively.
That is
but
true.
I'm single, I'm moving around. So he was able to do what he wanted to do. Mara, you don't agree with that? I want to pause before I go to the rest of the sentence. No, go ahead. I want to know what your brain was computing, because I saw your eyes go up.
All right.
No, but I want to package this. So.
Dang, I was going to tell you what I was going to say.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Typically, if you're not the main thing, then you're the side piece.
So
probably.
that
I'm speaking from my experiences,
understand that.
and I'm speaking from the experiences that I've witnessed. So if I ask a question is like,
Right.
were you the side piece? Hell no, I wasn't the side piece.
You probably
But
were.
nobody was the main piece. But any man always has the one that he invites for Thanksgiving. He has the one that he's going to go with that's preferred on trips. Hey, if we are going to a ball and I have a +1, I'm going to bring somebody. Hey, if it's Valentine's Day, hey, if you weren't that, then
You were a side.
it's given. Side.
I could see what you're saying. The reason why I still retract, because okay, I did spend Valentine's Day. I don't consider myself main piece. I spent time with his mother, still talk to his mother to this day.
I don't think she understands how he walking it down to where you're still supposed to be giving people relationship advice, but you were in something 2 years ago to where he's kind of exposing that you were more of a side piece than even a main situation.
So I know what you're saying, and
Okay.
I'm not being offended if I felt that it was that.
Okay.
It was, to me, this is why it was so complicated, to be quite honest, because there were a lot of things that we would do that will fall into a relationship category, but it's still not a relationship. And to me, it taught me this. If it's important for me, it taught me that I need to have a clear title so I can check you. Because I can't check you if we don't agree. I can't bring something to you like, yo, so you was talking to so-and-so, or I heard you was so-and-so. That's why I don't like situationships, because it's literally fair game.
So I got two things off of that.
Yes.
Number one, what's more important, the title or the feeling?
More important is the commitment.
No, that wasn't an option.
The title or the feeling.
Yes.
The title, absolutely.
Okay.
But the title will come with the feeling. Why would I have a title if there's no feeling?
No. See, you're trying to compartmentalize. Try
So
to
you're
say.
saying,
Like, what's more important? It's the title or the
Right,
feeling. I can
right.
give you an example.
Give me an example.
Okay. So there's a lot of people that may have the title of main, as fiance, as married, as girlfriend.
right?
But then there's somebody else that has a feeling that's like a situationship that's like, yo, like, hey, whatever. Or you can flip it and say, hey, I have a person that I've known for a long time. We don't even know what to call this, but I feel so strong about our connection that I just don't know or am mature enough or able to verbalize my feelings.
I understand what
But
you're
at the
saying.
same time, we don't have no title.
If that works for them, they should rock out. That wouldn't work for me, because
But the saddest thing about it, do you even really love the person, or the person that you in whatever situation it is? Do you actually even love the person? Because you more focus on the actual title. What benefit do you get out of it if the feeling is not there either? If y'all really don't love or care and appreciate for each other, you just want to make sure that he putting all the titles and all the things. Don't get me wrong, that's gonna come with it. But I understand what Cam is saying.
you got to remember, I'm talking about experience, right? So there was no title, there were feelings, there was no hiding. You know, I was doing a lot of things, and that's why you get confused, because wait a minute, I'm not your girl, but I'm doing a lot of girl things, and I have these feelings, so let's retract and not be intimate.
But I would challenge that, and this
Okay.
is like the 1A, this is not the second part,
Okay.
but I would challenge that because any person who has a feeling, it's always respect behind that feeling. It's like, if I really want to see this person, like, I'm going to make it a way for me to see this person. You see what I'm saying? So dare I want to see that person and not give them the respect to say, hey, I don't like this about you. Hey, I don't like that. And yes, you may not have the title, but I do consider it. You see what I'm saying?
Well, can I jump in with
get what
that?
you're
I
saying.
think that only works in the person who doesn't want the relationship. And normally that's the man. And this is the reason why.
And this is off
not
the
always true.
16,000 that you've observed.
Yes, because out of the 16,000, there's a lot of women that call in, right? It's going to be majority women, because women really want, you know, the Cinderella story. They want the Prince Charming. They want to be married. They want
So can we say that they might be the problem as well?
the fluff, right? So what happens when you get sexually intimate and you don't have the title and there's no clear understanding, the woman's feelings come to a man who she's not in a relationship with. And now she's trying to figure out, and sometimes, believe it or not, and you can tell me this from a man, sometimes after sex, men are not as into it.
It's two things that happen after sex.
Okay.
Either you become more closer or you get more far away.
Okay.
So you go from pointing finger, middle finger, close in some situations, or in other situations, you become a pinky and a thumb and you separate.
But is that on both accords? Because at times, I've seen it where the man might detach, but the woman now wants it more. So now, and most women don't want to bust it wide open for different men all the time. So she might even work at it harder just because they had sex, right?
I've seen situations where men have got the draws, and it was like, bro, I ain't heard from her since. There's some cold chicks out here. Not cold as in like a bad thing.
And this is why I hate situationships.
But
because
my next
You
question.
got chicks that are on demon time that are really willing to detach faster than a guy will. A lot of the time, guys have had less experiences most of the time with women. So if you get that one guy who is inexperienced and that woman who's very experienced, especially if it wasn't good to her, she gonna ghost this man forever.
I'm sorry for cutting you off, but my next question was, let's say you are dating or a man does approach you. Do you feel comfortable with dating him if he makes less money than you?
yes, I mean, a lot of people are going to make less money than me, Cam. I'm not broke. Cheers.
She's so proud of her income. That's so cute. That's amazing that you're so proud of your income like that. See, income doesn't even hit like that for us a lot of the times. Because guess what? If we did that, it would make us look like narcissists. It would make us look like we have too much of an ego. We still have to be humble going to certain women because they would look at us as all he do is brag about his money. But you could flex. That's cute.
which is commendable.
Right.
Because I think oftentimes when I hear this is not a man versus woman thing, you have to understand what comes with what you're asking.
Oh, no, I know. Let me tell you something. Most men I've ever dated have a lot of money, and it also came with a lot of pain. Like, yeah, there's perks, but I'm not the woman that preaches online, find the man with the bag. I would tell you to figure out how to get the bag for yourself first, because then you can date in a healthy stance. But going back, this is why I was talking about marriage earlier. Yes, I can absolutely be with a man that made less than me. I wouldn't marry a man that made less than me, though, because that's the business component. And I'm not.
But you just said a lot of money comes with a lot of pain. What are we talking about? Contradiction?
You need to have what I have in the bank or more for me to marry. But
so you'll have a situationship with the person.
No, we could be. Well, aren't you? Are you in a situationship?
No, I'm in a relationship.
Exactly. So why is it marriage or situationship? We could be in a committed relationship. We could be like you and Jazz and just not married.
There's a lot of things people don't know, will not even understand, or will ever get the eyesight or the visual to understand about our relationship.
No, I get that. But you're saying right now, I said I wouldn't marry him, but you said situationship.
Yeah.
No, we could be in a relationship.
But I think
you said that for a reason.
We could be in a relationship. Why is that hard?
I think what's hard is you've planked the relationship way before it ever.
Exactly.
Where did I plank it?
You said you could never marry a person. You could be with a person.
Yes.
I mean, like, you could get in a relationship, y'all could have a good time, do a rendezvous, cool, give you a thrill, whatever. But it's going to plank because you know he's not financially able to do the things that you're able to do. So therefore, you're not going to marry him.
No,
even if he wants.
That's not the reason. This is the reason. You know, when men sit in this seat, again, in my seat, in a seat of finances, you know, you invested in your own company, you have assets. More men they encourage that man. Don't get married. You got too much to lose. Don't get married. Date, you know, but don't get married, because if she leaves you, she can get half or whatever your assets. So I'm a woman in that seat. And I'm saying simply the same thing. I have no problem dating. Because we're talking, you asked me about money. So when you talk about money, I have to talk about business.
Yes, you see how she's trying to do that? She's trying to say the risks that men have when it comes to getting married. She has those same. Yes, she does. But guess what? Men are still getting married knowing the risk because they truly want to get married. That means you happen to not really want to get married. And you're saying that the guy has to make a certain amount of money, or you just would date him. Cam caught her in a contradiction right there.
Because that's what it is, right? Let me tell you something. Now, shout outs to Mary J. Blige, who is the queen of everything. She done all them songs all them tours around the world, and Kendra got to get some of her. He ain't sang not one song on a boot on stage with Mary J. Blige. As hard as I work, you got me crazy if you think I would marry a man and then he would be up in heaven singing background with Whitney Houston. He would be in Michael Jackson dance classes. He would not be on earth with the money that I created. So I'm not setting myself up in that position.
Wow.
Period.
So
What stops you from getting married then?
I'm working on myself.
What part?
Feeling comfortable to be married.
What scares you about marriage?
I've said this time.
I know
and time
because
again,
but
Kendra.
this is why
But
can I say this? This
It's
is why I'm
that-
surprised because I'm thinking you would have got me when I said it.
Yeah, but I still have a show to operate off of.
Oh,
There's
okay.
people that may not have ever heard of Cam Newton on the Kendra G single show.
Oh, go watch all the other interviews, child.
You see what I'm saying? But there may be people that watch Funky Friday that may not know who Kendra G is, respectfully. So that's why I asked the question so that my audience can now understand how you think and how you compartmentalize certain things. So it's not to say why I don't believe in marriage or why I don't get married. I'm working on myself. I think I've been able to see relationships in a way that I've learned a lot from. Good and bad.
Yeah.
I'm the only one in my family that's not married.
Yeah, but you're also very unique from everybody else too.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. And there's things that I look at and say, we are operating as a married couple from what I've seen other couples kind of have.
For sure.
And it may be surface level, but it's giving a serious relationship that I really enjoy.
See, he can at least say that he's in something serious. See, Cam is still walking the walk, even though he doesn't want to go around the whole paper trail as to my assets connected. I understand Kendra G's fear of, like she said, the Mary J. Blige situation. Your significant other or, significant dater can possibly take your money. But guess what? You still don't even give the energy of, I want to even be in a relationship. You like, I love being single. So how can you still be trying to say you want to promote relationships and all this stuff if you don't even want to be in one? So it makes it look like you're only probably doing it for the money. That's what it boils down to. The money is good. The lifestyle is good. You left your fiance back in the day because you wanted more. And it's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But when somebody starts questioning you on these things, it makes you look more disingenuous because of your past and the decisions that you made. That's why a lot of these people who interview you can possibly put you in a little bit of a blender to where it makes you sound like, oh my goodness, this is who I am. Yes, there's nothing wrong with who you are. You can be whoever you want to be. This world is very large. But when you get into some of these spaces and you become, a figure to where you're giving advice for people to get married and you're not, or you're not even in a relationship, people who interview you now can make you look crazy.
And I think she really enjoys. I got to keep the embarrassment to a minimum these days. And therefore, is she worth it? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. And there's things that I feel that I've never felt, but at the same time, there's other things that I'm still fighting by what I felt before. You see what I'm saying? And it's not the question why you can't or your views on certain things. And I'm here, I created this platform, why we'll say it again. At the minimum, we can agree to disagree.
For sure.
And I know the comments gonna be beating down the door saying, girl, get him, get him.
That's not even
Or
my spirit.
I don't like, they're not gonna agree with you.
Right.
That's what content is. But the whole thing, as you know, as a genius that you are in creating.
I'm gonna leave it right there, y'all. I'm going to leave it right there. There's a lot of points in this. Is a long interview. It's a great interview. I would suggest y'all listen to the whole thing in its entirety because I enjoyed it 100%. I just really wanted to piggyback off of the points that Cam did, the gotcha moments, because it was definitely a few gotcha moments. Don't get me wrong. Like I said, man, ladies, y'all can live whatever lifestyle y'all want. I'm not here to bash or shame y'all. Like I said, I only react to the people who have any type of the ones who say they might have any regrets or things that sound very outlandish or whatnot. But if that's the lifestyle you choose, so be it. Just when you hit that point, don't have the regrets like some people have online to say that, I should have did this a little bit earlier. I should have did that or whatnot. But most people probably not gonna say that. They're gonna just they're gonna die on the hill that they want to die on. The one that they created is what they're gonna live on. But if Kendra G's wondering why people who interview her put her in these situations is because it is a little awkward when I see certain female dating coaches. See, here's the thing about it. If you're a guy and you want to watch a guy who is really good at attracting women, you would watch someone who's probably, whether they're single in a relationship, they're doing content based on catching fish, whether it be looking more attractive, wearing certain colognes, the attire, the whole nine, hairstyles, working out. That's what you would watch. So because they're out there actually in the field. But when you're talking about getting in a serious relationship, you would think that you would probably talk to someone who's in one, because it just makes sense, opposed to them just flooding out content to you of people who are in relationships, opposed to you actually being one. Your experience is now somewhat invalid because you never really fought through the fire. But I want to get y'all opinion on this. Y'all make sure y'all comment below, please. Because I definitely like seeing the conversation y'all have towards the people on the panels or whatnot on the podcast. Make sure y'all like the video, hype the video. I'll have the link in the description so y'all can watch it in its entirety. This your guy JayBReacts. Until next time, y'all. Peace.